I did not.
I'm gonna start calling you Terry Chenault.
Okay, Terry Shenasshole. That's okay with me. I get it. I know. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm trying to get to Facebook to be able to see Todd on the show and see the comments. Boy, he's really gained some weight. Geez, they can already see you?
I'll text you later, Todd.
Sounds good. I've gained some weight. What?
That was a joke. I didn't say it. Somebody did.
They might have been talking about you.
No.
Must be me.
Do you know Sorensen?
Last name Sorensen?
Nick Sorensen.
Name sounds familiar.
His wife said that. You ever seen his wife?
I don't know.
You wouldn't believe your eyes. And she didn't say that. Just stick your finger up when you're ready, Mare. We're just going to go ahead and fly blind. She's the producer of the show. I'm glad she got hold of you today to tell you were on, Todd. Todd, that was good.
It was in my calendar.
Well, yeah, but
I never forget.
look how handsome you are.
What are you looking at?
A picture of you on my screen.
Oh, so nice. Look at that. Beardless.
Marianne, it was so funny because she had posted like 500 pictures of you and her because she's so desperately needy.
Oh my gosh, you are hilarious. Nonstop.
You have to come over to my house, my new house.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for the invite.
You're invited.
All right.
You have to bring, you know who,
I did.
Are you going to be there?
the queen of wife swapping. Yes. Tell me what, are we almost there, Mayor? Look at you. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. It is Tom Chenault, and it is Todd Falcone, not Falcone. If you want to get in trouble, call him Falcone, and then he'll make some fun of your name. And how can you turn into the name Tom Chenault into something like Tom Chenault Assy? But that's what he did. So he said, from now on, I'm going to call you Tom Chenault Assy, which I thought was hilarious because that isn't even a play on words. All I did was forget the E, the Falcone, innocently, and I love his wife Carla. I love him. I love his lifestyle. I even loved him when he lived down in Arizona, but now he lives up in Washington. He is a mountain man extraordinaire. He climbs mountains. He's like Jeremiah Johnson. Then he goes snowboarding. I mean, this guy has it all. But what I love about him is he's a tireless trainer, and he is a generic trainer. And he's a generic trainer with a good reputation who won't sell himself out for a buck. I am telling you, I have had this guy in rooms. I've been in rooms, and I've never seen him contradict anything I thought of him, which is a man of high integrity. So I'm not even going to ask you if you're in other network marketing deals or you would ever do anything like that, because I know the answer is a definitive no. What I want to ask you is how you're doing, Todd. What's up?
I'm doing great, man. Just getting back at it after a long holiday season and waiting for the snow to fly tonight. Should be a good powder day tomorrow.
Really? So what do you do? Do you snowboard or ski?
No, I ski. I've been skiing for 42 years.
I need to bring a fact checker on. So somebody that has been snowboarding with me, please sit in this chair right now, because no one would believe Tom Chenault is a snowboarder.
You're a snowboarder?
I don't look like one. But I'm not a bad snowboarder.
I'm halfway decent.
I'm halfway.
As a homing pigeon for a lift, ski lift pole, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had.
He has been known to run into one.
Most of the time, when Adrian would be snowboarding with me, he'd say, "Dad, there's a snowboarding tower on the left. Watch out for it." And immediately I make a beeline for it, and it just T-bones me. But I'm good at it, aren't I?
Just yeah.
Shockingly good.
Shockingly good.
I can carve, which. 68 years old, who could carve at 68? Not that many people.
That's true.
So aren't you happy about that?
I look forward to making some turns with you.
We're going to come down and go to Colorado, and you're going to come down here and stay at the new house. You're going to go up to Eldora, which you've never even heard of. You're going to come back and say, that's one of the greatest mountains I've never heard of in my life. And we're going to have fun. Is that a deal?
Isn't Eldora owned by Powder Corp?
I have no idea. Never heard of Powder Corp.
I think it is. I think it's the same company that owns Mount Bachelor, which is 30 minutes from my house.
Hot diggity dog, Todd. Well,
yeah.
There's your guitar in the back. You're quite the guy. And give us an idea, an optic of your background that has you qualified to be a trainer of the profession along the likes of Eric Worre, Rob Sperry, Ray Higdon, Richard Bliss, Brooke, that crowd? How can you even be in the same breath as those people?
Well, I've been at it for a long time, 30 years. In fact, August 29th of this last year marked my 30th year anniversary in the network marketing profession, and not in and out and here and there. I've been in the space every single day for the last 30 years, and long time. I mean, a lot of people have had ups and downs and ins and outs. I've been in the business for that entire time frame. So last 15 years, I've been dedicated exclusively to teaching and training and being independent in that manner. So it's been a fun journey.
Tell me what your strongest suit in your opinion is.
My strongest suit?
Yes. And I'm going to tell you what I think it is.
I mean, there's a couple of things. I think the willingness to just get after it, and, you know, work ethic is certainly one of those things. Relationship building, which is, I know you and I are on the same page there. I mean, I would say those are two big things: focusing on revenue producing activity, and not getting lost in all the other stuff that we can get distracted by. You got to focus on the things that matter the most. And yeah, I mean,
So I think all three of those are really good. I think if I looked your name up in the dictionary, I would see those three things as far as describers of you. But what I think you're best at is teaching with humor, because very few people get away with it. And I happen to be one of them. And you happen to be another. And you can get so much knowledge into people's head by being laid back and funny versus tightly wound and driven. It's unbelievable. Would you agree with that?
I would totally agree with that. And if I look at videos of me when I first started training, I was tightly wound, super serious. I'm super serious when I teach and train, but I layer so much humor into it that, you know, it just makes it more fun.
They just learned and didn't realize they learned. And that's what's so beautiful about you. So you need to trademark that a little more. And I think, and when you're branding yourself in 2020, because I swear to you, I think that's what sets you apart from a very, very good crowd that would make people keep coming back, because they know they're going to spend 2 or 3 days with you. And I did that. Do you remember when I wanted to get that credit card you've got? Todd's got a black American Express card, and I want one of those things. I wanted one about 3 or 4 years ago. So I said, how do you get one of those? And he said, you have to spend this much money per month for this amount of time. And I said, fine. So I'm supposed to be paying attention to him. I go into my credit card account, and I realize I have done exactly what he said to do. I showed him my American Express card. I told him that I'd tried to get it, and they told him that they told me to go jump in a lake, and he had one, and I've been jealous of him ever since. True story. How do you like that? I forget nothing.
I'm sure you qualify.
I forget nothing. Not after this house, man. I'm like a credit risk. I'm getting a letter from the credit counseling companies are writing me letters.
Oh, that's funny.
Unbelievably sad. So Todd, talk about the state of the union. What do you think's going on in network marketing these days? Are we in a good spot? Are we headed toward a cliff? What's going on?
I don't think we're headed towards a cliff. I think the network marketing space is a great place to be. I think well-run companies are doing very well in the space, and those that aren't. So I think it's interesting, because in today's environment, when it comes to like product delivery, we're really stacking up against Amazon. I mean, Amazon is a pretty big competitor, if you will, in terms of how companies need to focus in terms of product delivery. In fact, I had a conversation, I won't mention the company, but I had a conversation with a friend this last week who is with a company that's doing $600-700 million a year. And they're a US based company, and they do a lot of business overseas, but it takes 10 to 14 days once somebody places an order for them to receive it. And, you know, you compare that with ordering something on Amazon this morning and getting delivered this afternoon, that's a tough one. So I think a lot of companies really need to focus on making sure that they're, you know, delivering whatever they're delivering in a timely fashion, and they're delivering a quality product or service. But I mean, I think the profession's doing great. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I see a lot of companies doing well. And I mean, you and I have been both at this for a long time. I've been, you know, like I said, 30 years in network marketing, and there's always some companies that are crushing it and some companies that are not. And what's the difference? I mean, these are people that are they've got something good to offer and they're doing a great job. They're taking care of their reps. They're providing a good value proposition in the marketplace, and, people stick to that.
Why do people hire you? Why do people hire outside trainers? What's that? What is missing that companies can't get that guys like you can?
I mean, it depends on the company, but people hire me because I can come in with a little bit harder message than typically an upline leader within a company can hit them with. And the cool thing is I do it with so much humor, they don't even know they're getting smacked with a message that they now need to go get after it. And so I think a lot of times when you are that close to a team, you can't hammer them, if you will, as hard as somebody who is from the outside. And I think also I'm able to come into a company and provide, an industry-wide perspective, and there's a lot of value in that. And the other part of that is, there are people that network marketing companies hire to speak and train or to keynote. Many of those people don't have any network marketing experience. They hire like some big celebrity name, if you will. When people are hiring me, they're bringing me in because I have a level of knowledge and a depth of knowledge specifically in building in the field that a lot of these other speakers don't necessarily have.
Oh, I don't think those, the companies that are hiring the faces that have absolutely no substance, that's to sell tickets and get people and listen to you. And if I hope they're smart enough to have you as, you're not Grant Cardone and you're not Richard Branson, but if I had to choose between who I was going to listen to build my business, it would not be those two guys. It would be you, because you're the one that's going to be relevant to what I do for a living, which is trying to figure out how to pretty much call people on the phone, which is, everybody's driven by fear in network marketing. And we don't want to admit it. It's the biggest word in the world that no one wants to say. I'm scared. Tom Chenault gets scared. Todd Falcone probably gets scared at something, but most people want to, you're terrified.
Quaking right now.
Shaking in his boots.
It's like, I have fears, but you can't have courage without fear. So
good call. We got to take a break. Hold on a second. Tell me what your website is, where people can go to look at it during the radio show break. Now, if you're not listening on the radio, I want you to continue to pay attention. Where do they go right now to give me a website?
ToddFalcone.com. But it's FALCONE.com, but I
that is so
it
funny. Know why?
Falcone.com.
If you meet him, you're Falcone, but if you're typing it, it's Falcone. I love that. Coming back right after this on the Genesis Communication Network. Thank you, Ted Anderson, for keeping us on all this time. We hope you loved Harvey McKay last week. Todd Falcone this week. We'll be right back. And we're back. Hi, how are we? I need you to do something, though.
What do you got to do?
When was the last time you talked to Amazon?
Does Amazon talk to people?
Have you ever talked to Amazon?
No, I never have.
The difference between you and Amazon, everybody, is the human relationship underneath the transaction. And if you figure that out, you have figured it all out. And the two people in my life, I swear this is true, that have figured it out over and beyond me is Todd Falcone and Adrian Chenault. I swear you are right on the money with contactmapping.com.
.com.
It's funny. We just had we pulled the whole company together and had a conversation about supporting.
Jiminy Christmas. Ray Higdon
today. Holy moly.
said he learned from you when he was a kid.
When he was a kid.
I swear that just came across.
That's funny.
Boy, was that around the block.
What's up, Ray?
Oh, that's so funny. All right, keep going. That made me laugh. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I blew your commercial.
That's terrible.
How about Higdon launched his app today?
He did.
Round of applause.
That's pretty nice.
Awesome.
All right, go to work.
So we pulled the whole company together to talk about supporting customers and supporting people, no matter whether they're already buying from us, wherever they are in that journey. And every single person in the company, I think their job is support, because at the end of the day, you're building a relationship with your customers, and it just is insanity to me that people go the other direction and they think they want funnels to filter their traffic on the front end, and that they want, messenger bots to keep from talking to people on the back. And it's like, I get it that there's parts of the puzzle that you that it's better to solve with a machine so that you don't have to, and that you can talk when it makes the most sense. But 95% of the game in network marketing, in my opinion, and 95% of the game in most businesses is being a human being to other human beings, because nobody can replicate that. Amazon can't take that away from you. No company can take that away from you. And I think that it's becoming a lost art. Would you agree with that, Todd?
Oh, I totally would. I was in an airport 2 weeks ago and pull up to this restaurant, and they got a bunch of iPads to take orders, and it just drives me nuts, man. I'm like, well, what if I want to have a little bit less of this and a little bit more of that? How do I do that? And then they're like sitting around I love to tip, and I love to tip big, but it's like, what am I tipping you for? I'm sitting here ordering on an iPad, and you're going to just drop some food in front of my face. It's just, I don't know. There's places where technology
says, would you like to tip your bot?
Yeah.
I'm not tipping my bot.
I'm tipping my bot.
What's a bot?
It's so crazy.
It's unbelievable.
And he did a Facebook Live. You did a Facebook Live about this recently, Todd, talking about that customer service thing. And I shared a story on there that, I kid you not, like when we screw something up for customers and then we show up and we really support them and we care for them, it's almost like we should screw things up with people more often, because it's like they go from a 9 out of 10 to like a 2 out of 10. They're all pissed off, and they end the day at a 10 out of 10. Like, it's crazy how when you show up well, when you have messed something up and you own it and you fix it, people love you forever after that.
Absolutely. Super, super valuable.
All right. So how do they get there?
So go check out Contact Mapping. Go to contactmapping.com. You get to try it for free for 30 days, and we'll tell you all about what it does on the next break.
All right. Stick around. Be quiet for 5 seconds, everybody. And we're back. It is Tom Chenault on the Network Marketing Leadership Show, sponsored by contactmapping.com. And we've got the great Todd Falcone with us. And I told you to go to toddfalcone.com at the break. I hope you did that. If you didn't do that, do it. This guy is the real deal. He reeks of integrity and good deals. I don't know anybody that stays on top of consistent training like Todd. He's done a great job. Ray Higdon hit the nail on the head. He's been doing it since, I don't even know. I think he probably trained Dexter Yeager.
Oh my goodness. You got a load of them today.
Yeah.
Love it.
Do you know Glenn Turner?
I met Glenn W. Turner a long time ago. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I can't say I know him. I met William E. Bailey back in the day as well.
Did you know George Washington?
I'm not as old as you, my friend.
I know it. I was kidding. I have to mock myself as well. Nick Sorensen. We mentioned Nick Sorensen earlier on the show, and he's actually watching. So shout out to Nick Sorensen.
What's up, Nick?
Anybody on the radio listening doesn't have any idea what we just did, but that's okay. So we're talking to Todd. So relevant training right now. What do you think it is? Deep training or getting people started training? What is it that you primarily focus on, and what's most important right now?
Well, I think you always got to have the fundamentals down before you. The fundamentals are what you're going to build everything else upon. So I think both the basics, the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s, and then, once you get somebody going and they understand the fundamentals, they're building on the fundamentals. So I'm doing a lot of leadership training now, which is, and I see on the screen, it says the Network Marketing Leadership Show. So yeah. I think there's a lot of, when we were at Eric's event a few weeks ago, I was talking about like the leadership gap, right? You got people that are making money and they don't even know how they made the money. And there's this big gap between, where the earnings and their leadership ability. And I see that's a big problem, especially with for example, like social media has enabled people to blow up huge businesses in a fairly short period of time. And I know people, I have coaching clients that are making big money in network marketing, but they kind of don't even know how they got there. And they really don't have any leadership skills. They don't really understand leadership. And honestly, if, what hit the fan, I think they'd have a hard time rebuilding it again. So having basic fundamental skills and understanding of how to build and then how to keep it there is the other thing. How many times have we met people that have built something and then, they go into management mode and next thing you know, they can't get back to work and get their check back in order.
So that's brilliant. And I know a lot of those big earners on the internet and on social media are actually watching this show right now. And I'm in a mastermind on Wednesday afternoons with Eric. And one of the things that comes up all the time is the conversation called I'm in Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn jail. And the algorithms keep changing. And I keep constantly having to reinvent myself. And network marketing, I'm thrilled to death that you've got those huge organizations that you're cultivating that way. But I'm begging you to get the fundamentals from a guy like Todd Falcone, because I'll tell you one thing right now, when those algorithms all change, or Facebook, and the average age of a social media platform like Facebook is far less than you think it is, I am telling you people, you're going to have to fall back on those relationships sooner or later, and you better have them, right?
Yeah, and this is something I've been talking about for the last few years. I mean, the reality is Facebook does not like network marketing. They don't. And you, like, in fact, I had a conversation day before yesterday with another trainer and coach that, in fact, I won't mention their name at the moment, but, they had their ad account shut down. I had another friend get their ad account shut down. And, here they have built this organic following on their business pages, and they're advertising to an audience that they've built that they can't even advertise to.
Yeah.
And so, I'm a little concerned for people that are solely doing just social media and they don't have a strength in another area. I'm not saying don't use it. I'm on social media every single day, and I think it's a wise thing because of, the reach that we have with it. But if you don't have the ability to recruit, train, lead an organization outside of the social media sphere, if something does go awry, then you're going to be in a world of hurt.
And the name of the game is you've got a business that you built that is gigantic, that's probably paying your bills, or it's going to pay your bills. But more importantly, right beyond that, you built a business where human beings relied on your leadership. And what I love about Todd is he takes you from A to Z as far as training goes. But one thing I want, what I love about him is he's a tremendous family man. And I had dinner with him in Las Vegas, and I listened to him talk about his children and his commitment to his children. And what I want you guys to get is he's got that same kind of commitment to his organization, to these people that he's training, not to let them go off a cliff. You have to listen to him, because what he is trying to tell you is something critically important to your life. So what I want you to do during the break is go to Todd Falcone, ToddFalcone.com. So go there. I didn't do bad. And we're coming back right after this. This is the Network Marketing Leadership Show with Tom and Adrienne Chenault. We'll be right back. And we're back.
Okay. Different background. Look at that. You got like multiple backgrounds. How tricky is that?
So they did that. Here's the deal. They changed the name of the show because he thinks I'm going to die. He did not want to be hung with the Tom Chenault Show and me in the ground or wherever I am.
Or it could just be the Chenault Show, and then it could just kind of segue over.
Yeah, that would have been a decent idea. So yeah, I have completely been written out of the script, which is okay with me. And these guys are forging on without me. But yeah, Todd, we love you. And you said something during the regular part of the show that pertains to contact mapping. You get kicked off Facebook, you lose your job with a company that is involved with Salesforce.com. They turn you off. You're at your network marketing company. The very last one is what everybody says. This is my last stop. And then the next thing you know, they go out of business, they get sold and absorbed, or you leave. And guess what? Your data is all in your database with them. And what contact mapping does is exactly the opposite of that. And Adrienne's partner has a PhD from MIT. And the only reason somebody that brilliant is working for us is because of that, right? Well, there's a million reasons, but
that's a huge reason. And it's 100% true. You talked about a couple of people that have talked about having their ad accounts shut down. I had a conversation a few weeks ago with like a household name leader in network marketing, like one of the biggest people I know. And they had their whole page got permanently shut down. They lost 20,000 plus people that they had in their database, and they were gone, and they never came back.
Who was it?
Well, they didn't have a database. They had access
to a
database, but it's not a database. That's the thing. Like, I got booted off of Facebook like 4 years ago, and woke up one day and I was off I was off, and I was like, I don't ever log out. What's up? And I had no access to it. It took me 3 weeks to get back on. Well, I mean, I had ads running at the time too that I couldn't even, check on what was happening with split tests.
Yep.
And it's tough. So that actually made me like wake up, and I was like, okay, all these people that I'm connected with on Facebook, and if I didn't have access to Facebook, like how would I contact them? I started reaching out to people, messaging people, going, hey, I want to make sure you got my personal private cell phone number, my email, what's yours? And I've done that for the last several years with, a lot of people I'm connected with on Facebook. So I actually have their real contact information.
It's a huge, huge thing. And you just said, you hit the nail on the head. You might think Facebook is your database or a database. It's not. You have to have a database, and it's got to be something that you can carry with you wherever you're going to go, because companies come and go, jobs come and go, industries come and go, whatever. It's just stuff happens. And the most important asset that's going to carry you from one thing to the next thing in your life is going to be your ability to tap into relationships and to use those to open up new opportunities for yourself to do the same thing for other people. And if you aren't taking care of that, and if you aren't treating that as important, one day you're going to wake up, I think, and have it happen to you that something has disappeared, and now you've got a big problem. And so contact mapping is not only about just fighting against that sort of the negative side of the risk that you may be in that you don't know about, but it's actually about amplifying your ability to build relationships in a positive way and reminding you to stay in touch with people, reminding you of how important it is to remember Todd and his wife Carla and his love of skiing and all the things that he is, all the things that matter to him that are bigger and more important in his life than business. And having the ability to stay across that at any point in time and to love people in the way that they want to be loved, that's going to allow you to do business with them. That's going to allow you to have lifelong friends. And that's what we all really need.
That's exactly
Absolutely.
right. 100% right.
Yep.
Angela Brooks is a fan of yours. She said every time I call.
I love Angela.
Yeah, but she's an internet person who's smart enough to have her data offline. She's a genius. And the reason is she protects her data, her relationships with her life. If you guys will get that, you're going to win this game. I am telling you, I am a great place to visit, but you don't want to live here. I know that. I know it for a fact. And what's great is I have such an unbelievable Rolodex, 18,000 people in my phone, notes on literally everybody in that phone. I know. I had dinner with Todd. We didn't talk one bit about business. We talked about his children, about the school, about what's going on at the school, what's going on with his kids, because that's the most important thing to Todd Falcone. And the same thing is him. It is him. The same thing with Adrian, man. It's his beautiful wife and his 3 children. That's what's important. Our business, our network marketing business is literally our job. What's important is the stuff that you can't find on Facebook, you can't find on LinkedIn, you can't find on Twitter. It's those relationships beyond the public information. Agreed?
100% agree.
Where do they figure out how to get it?
So go to contactmapping.com. You'll click there. You get to start a free 30-day trial.
Free.
Elizabeth, who's on here, is the world's best trainer. She'll show you how to use it from top to bottom, and it's going to change your life.
All right. We're coming back right after this. And we're back. It is Tom Chenault on the Network Marketing Leadership Show with Adrian Chenault, sponsored by contactmapping.com. And we got toddfalcone.com and Todd Falcone with us right now. It's very, very exciting. I told him that I would plug the heck out of all of his products because he delivers great content. I've got all of his stuff. And I am going to tell you, I go there. I mean, he, many years ago, trained people a lot more than he does now on how to train up to get professional people to listen to you. And I was coming out of a business called being a stockbroker, and I needed what he was selling more than literally anybody's stuff out there. And you really, really helped my career by teaching me how to recruit up. You still believe in that?
I still absolutely believe in it. In fact, I've got a lot of people. We've been running some pretty extensive ad campaigns the last few months on that particular training program. And I've got so many people that are using it very successfully, both online and offline, using on LinkedIn, using on Facebook, using it with this crazy, whatever thing this is called. I don't know.
It's that magical
I don't know. It's some little thing. Hey, real quick, I want to bring something up because we were talking about it at the break. We were talking about like this whole idea of having a database and people becoming really, in some cases, solely reliant on Facebook. And just a suggestion, if you are running an organization and you're running a Facebook group, for example, to support and train and have that, that culture and that communication inside of a private or closed Facebook group, that's amazing. That's great. But what I would suggest to you is, let's say you have a team name, I don't know, the TFN team or whatever it's called. I would never name it my name. That's, by the way, don't ever name your team your name. Oh, that's another story. We'll get into that later, but whatever, the TFN team. And we have all the support inside this Facebook group. If it was my organization, I would have that community inside the Facebook group, but I would have a team training website, a team support website that was a TFN team support site. And that every new person that came into that Facebook group, the first thing I would have them do is leave Facebook, go to that page, download the getting started training, plug into the resources where maybe they have, you have an SMS or text messaging platform, you've got an email newsletter that you're able to, then you actually have a database. You have actual resources. You have access to that information. So if you want to send a text message, you want to send an email message out about some training that's taking place or some new product announcement, you actually can control the communication to that audience. I would, if you still had access to the Facebook group, I would say it in the Facebook group. But what if something, in fact, I've got friends of mine who run huge groups and they've been closed out of their own groups. Yeah. And then they could try to go in there and communicate to their own group. And they're like, you've liked too much stuff inside of your own group. I'm like, wait a minute, it's my group. How can I not like my own stuff in my own group and comment on my own group? No, we don't like the fact that you've liked so much stuff in your own group. We're going to put you in, jail for a little bit. And then you no longer have access to communicate with people. So if you are doing it exclusively on Facebook, I think it's a mistake. You would want to have that parallel over to some kind of team training or support website where they can download those different resources and use the Facebook page as a community resource.
And plus, you talk to these 20-year-olds and you tell them to go to Facebook, they look at you like you're on, it's they don't even like Facebook anymore.
No, they're TikTok and Instagram and all this other stuff. They don't even use, my 15-year-old's telling me his dad, Facebook's for old people.
It really is. And so the name of the game.
It's always good when you ask somebody if they're on Facebook and they start laughing.
Yeah, it's horrible. But the fact is it knowing that is power. Offloading those people where you're controlling that information and that data is the key. You're just basically Facebook and Facebook. And that's what you want to do. You want to Facebook or Facebook Twitter or whatever you might be powerful in. But yeah, I think that's awesome. Somebody's asking, there's people asking me questions about you all day long here. If somebody wants to be involved with you, would you say that the perfect candidate for what you do is the brand new person or the experienced network marketer?
Yes.
Both.
Yeah. I mean, I provide a tremendous amount of training for brand new people, and I do a lot of leadership training, a lot of private personal coaching with higher level people. In fact, I'm literally, tonight is the beginning of I've been running a 90-day accountability program since 2008. We got a new group that starts tonight. And I've got people in that group that are, multiple six-figure income earners. I think I've got at least one seven-figure income earner in that group. I've got people that literally just got started in network marketing. I've got people that have been in it for a long period of time. That particular training is really focused on the analogy that I use with that. It's like hiring a personal fitness trainer, but for your business, right? So if you ever worked out with a personal fitness trainer, like I do yoga about 5 days a week in the morning at 6 a.m. and it's led by an instructor. And because of the pressure of the instructor in front of you and the people in the class, like holding the pose at the same time, like this morning I was in a pose and I was like, I want to just lay down right now. But the instructor was right behind me. And I'm like, and I'm looking at everybody else. I'm like, nobody else is laying down. I ain't laying down. So that's the kind of pressure, that social pressure with somebody leading or leading a group, and then the group dynamic, which is really what A-Team is all about. So we've got that starting tonight, and that's for brand new people as well as, people that have been around the business for a while. It's for anybody that just simply wants to do more, but for whatever reason, they're not able to do it on their own.
Are you the only guy in the class?
No, definitely not. Oh, in yoga?
Yeah.
It depends. No, definitely not. It's probably typically about 95% women. And there's one instructor. In fact, the instructor this morning, it's interesting. Like there were 6 dudes that walked in. We're like, what is this? Is this the dude day or something? And she definitely has a lot of men in her class, but it was still probably 75% women in this morning.
You wear those little spandex yoga clothes?
I wear the really tight ones, yeah.
Oh my God, I can't. So like all of you guys can visualize that. That is so exciting.
Your mind, man. Of course, no, I wouldn't.
That's almost worth moving to Bend, Oregon.
Jeez.
Unbelievable. That's exciting. How far away is yoga from your home?
8 minutes.
That is so exciting. 6 days a week he goes.
That's good.
He
Oh,
said
5.
5. You weren't
5.
listening. All right. That is so exciting, Todd. I'm very happy about that. I'm going to contact map that because I'm going to ask you about that in 90 days and ask you if you're still doing that. How long?
I've been doing it for 9 months. And I can tell you right now, it's been life altering for me.
Really?
I've had 3. This is my 3rd yoga season. I did yoga about 6 years ago. Did it for about 6 months. Stopped doing it. Did it again a couple years later for about 3 or 4 months. Stopped doing it. 9 months ago, I started doing it, and I'll never stop doing it.
Why? What do you think it's good for? Your brain? Or
It's
your body?
it's good for my body, my flexibility. It's good for my attitude, my mindset. It totally shifts me. Like I'm up at, my alarm goes off 5:20 every morning. I'm in the yoga. I pour my coffee, sip my coffee, listen to a little reggae music during the 8-minute drive over there. Get in there, get it, and my mind's already going for the day. I quiet my mind. I say, "Shut up, Todd. Be quiet. Focus on you. Focus on this 60 minutes that you've got in this class. And don't let your mind wander. Give this class everything that you've got." And it has been an attitude shifter for me. It's removed any clouds from my day. I'll just say that.
Do you smoke a lot of pot?
A fair amount.
Okay, good. That's good. That's all the yoga users. That is so exciting.
I love that question. It's
What?
legal.
It's in
legal
Oregon.
here in
It's legal there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got no problem with it. That
Yeah.
wasn't a judgment. I just asked,
Yeah.
you were listening to the reggae music. I just had to visualize it. I'm trying to, do what network marketers do and put myself in your shoes. That's exciting. Your contact mapped again. That's really great.
Oh, and one other thing, and I did inhale.
Okay, good. And what about crypto and all this stuff going on with BitClub, things going on with OneCoin? Matt Morris put out a real good email. I don't know if you saw it a couple of days ago. He did it on email, not on Facebook, which I thought was real interesting. But he just talked about the inherent risk of getting into a crypto or any kind of securities-driven MLM, because it's bound to be looked at by regulators for a lot of reasons, and how that feels to not only be in jail with as a few of them, but the rest of them that aren't in jail looking down the pipeline of taking an entire organization off a cliff. Isn't that just suicide? I mean, am I wrong? I've been talking against MLM crypto for years, and MLM security, any security deal for years, just because there's too many moving parts to it. Do you agree or disagree?
I'm gonna kind of stay in the middle on that. Obviously crypto is real. Anytime you bring in any kind of security or any kind of money instrument into a network marketing thing, then you're going to have different issues. But I'm never going to say, oh, crypto and MLM can't be combined, because there's always technological changes and shifts. And Tom, you and I have been in network marketing for so long. It was always like nutritional supplements and these things and whatever. This is the way it was always done. And now there's new products and services that are being sold through network marketing. I would venture to guess that eventually somebody's going to do it right, where that if any regulator did look at it, they'll be like, hey, this is good. But I'm not going to just straight up say crypto and MLM, blah, no good, because I haven't looked at every single one of these opportunities and done a really deep dive to find out. And I don't honestly know all the legalities behind it. So it's a shame what happened with BitClub. I have personal friends. You and I have a guy that we've known for years that
Love him.
He's going to be in, who knows what's going to happen. It's scary, man. It's a scary situation for him.
So I'm going to tell you that my opinion on him, on what he just said, was I disagree with him 100%. I don't believe you want to touch a crypto MLM deal. And he said the regulators will look at it and it will come out clean. I'm begging all of you to wait till those regulators take a close look, call it clean, and then you get in. And even though your head and all your friends are going to tell you it's too late, I am telling you, wait till it's too late then. Wait till it's been sanctioned by the feds and then do it. And I'm just telling you that from a guy that has been down that road. I've been in securities all my life. I don't want to touch him with a 10-foot pole, because even if they call him legal, then they come back and change the rules behind you and you look like the idiot. And I don't mind that, me looking like the idiot and losing my own money. But when I'm taking 10,000 people off a cliff with me, that's when it gets bad. So I disagree with you on that one, but
Well, you gotta run anytime they say we're 100% legal.
yeah.
Like any deal that has to say in their marketing, we're 100% legal, run. And it's like a cash gifting program. Hey, cash gifting, we're 100% legal according to U.S. Postal Code ABC 123.2. I'm like, give me a break, man. Run.
Yeah, just run. This is important work, and it's people work, and you're selling hope, and you're selling dreams, and you're trying to sell something tangible to somebody that's going to get them out of the circumstance that they're in to a better life. Make damn sure that that is the case when you're out there, because this is hard enough without talking about that and doing that. So that's just my advice to you and Kevin Thompson and a few guys, Troy Dooley, people like that. I don't know about Dooley because you never know which direction he's going on this, because he's on the leading edge of a lot of stuff, but just be careful. So Dooley, don't call me and say I said that. I didn't say anything bad. I just said it. So we're coming back right after this. This is the Network Marketing Leadership Show with Tom Chenault, Adrian Chenault, ToddFalcone.com, and we'll be back right now. And we're back.
We made it back.
Yeah, well, how you doing, Adrian?
I'm good. So Todd,
Harry Umpet's listening.
Who?
Wait,
who do you say?
Harry Umpet. You know him?
Harry Umflet. What the heck, Harry? How the heck are you?
He's the guy from Biggs Cadillac, Georgia guy.
I've known Harry for years.
I have too, and I love him, and he just popped up. Jason Garcia, David Peters, I'm sorry. These guys are throwing some comments out. Some woman, I got to find her name. It must be your wife's maiden name. She thinks you are the greatest thing since sliced bread, man.
Well, I am to her. I am the greatest, but she's gluten-free, so I don't know what we're going to do about that.
Yeah, you can put your glasses on and read some comments. Adrian, what's it called? Contact mapping what?
it's called contactmapping.com.
What is it like?
So I actually want to ask Todd a question. So Todd, you have trained on this for a long time, and I want you to really emphasize what your viewpoint is on how important it is and what you need to do to make sure that you are not just a, Johnny come lately, call somebody when you need something and disappear for 5 years at a time. Why not be that guy? And what's in it for you not to be that guy or girl?
Well, I mean, obviously, I've trained on this a ton. It goes down to, who do people want to do business with? They do business with people they feel good about, that they have warm and fuzzy feelings with. If they don't like you, they're not going to do business with you. If you don't make them feel good, they don't want to be around you. Nobody likes being around toxic people. Nobody likes being around negative people. People like being around individuals that are fun and make them feel good. So if I hang out with you and as a result of us hanging out together, you feel better after that experience, then I've done a great job. This whole idea of fostering relationships is one of the biggest reasons why I've been successful over the last 30 years, because I maintain contact with people in between doing business. And I did that years and years and years ago. I mean, I learned 30 years ago, people buy from those that they like and trust. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I better be likable and trustworthy. And so I just set out to be that way and do things that, like this whole idea, Tom, like you talk about the notes in your phone. I've got, people are so boggled at like, I do this training all the time at events, and I'm like, how many of you don't have notes on everybody on your phone? And they're like, what are you talking about notes? I'm like, are you crazy? Like I got notes from every conversation, when we met, how we met, who referred you to me, what your kids' names are, birthday, anniversary, whatever is relevant. And then you got people that look at their phone like they're like, who's John? I don't know who John is. It's just some name in my phone, and I don't even remember who they are. That's not what good networkers do.
I'm looking at your note right now. Sent him the Giftology book.
Do you remember? Great book. Absolutely, yeah. I do.
And then
the packaging for that book is amazing, by the way.
I know. So then I send you that book. And then the next thing I know, the following week, everybody's writing Todd notes saying, thank you for the gift. He read the book. I didn't even get credit for turning the corner and helping you send gifts. So then your wife gets the flu. I send her like 9,000 pounds of product trying to make her better. She comes in looking like an absolute Solaflex model. Todd's walking around going, this is my wife. Do I get credit the second time? No. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
What is a Solaflex?
So yeah, that's true. That is like 1951.
Is that like a Bowflex but by yourself?
No, yeah, Solaflex. Yeah. It was Jack LaLanne had it. He invented it way back when.
I want to see you on a SoloFlex machine. You need to do a video on that next time.
next Solo Flex model.
We're going to yoga together, Todd.
Oh my gosh, that could
But you
be
got to come
frightening.
down and hop in my new bathtub. I want to.
Hey, I just got a new hot tub. You should hop up here and jump into my new hot tub.
I'm invited. Ben, does United fly there?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
I'm coming.
they actually do a straight flight from Denver. It's one of the. In fact, every week when I fly, I got to either fly to San Francisco or Denver.
Laura Shale Del Percio. Do you know her?
What's up, Laura? How are you?
She loves you.
Oh, that's so
The
sweet.
woman
Thank
is
you. I
a
appreciate that.
commenting machine. Yeah, she must have gone to Emily Grith of, like learning how to type. This woman fires it up. I'm telling you. You are loved, Todd. All right, we're off the break. I forgot.
Oh.
And we're back. It is Tom Chenault. It is Todd Falcone. This is the Network Marketing Leadership Show with
The showy with Todd Falcone.
Yeah, showy with Falcone. Did I say Falcone?
Yes.
It doesn't matter at this point. If you're east of the Mississippi, you could say Falcone, or if you're in Jersey, you could say Falcone. Here on the west side, Tom, and I think Denver area is west. Maybe you got to go Falcone.
He warned me so many times. Next week we got Jordan Adler on here.
Oh, I love Jordan.
Yeah, so you guys are two peas in a pod. Nice guys finish first.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the name of the game. You've won the day. You like thinking you're smart. You like thinking you're this great trainer. But I think you've won the day with your heart. Don't you?
Sure. I mean, I'm just trying to do good and take care of people and deliver value and do more than I say I'm going to do.
There's plenty of smart guys out there. I'm 68 years old. It's been about 46 years since somebody looked at my report card.
I'll tell you something about smartness. I know I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm certainly not stupid. I got friends of mine that are ridiculously intelligent. For me, it's just like, okay, hard work, taking care of people, loving on people, being good, being honest, being straightforward, delivering, again, what you said and then some. Too many people are like, hey, I'm just going to do the bare minimums. And even if you're watching the show and you're like in a job and you want to excel in your job, don't do the bare minimums. Go the extra mile. Any way you can go the extra mile, regardless of what you do in business, out of business, that's certainly going to add value to anybody that you're in touch with.
How much do you're a generic trainer. Is that like a part-time deal? Is it a full-time deal? Is it hard? Is it easy to do? You spend any money?
That's so funny you asked that.
Is there any overhead at all?
The funny thing is, if you ever want to become a speaker, coach, or trainer, you can pay me to live with me for a month, and then a month later, you're going to probably decide you don't want to do it.
It's hard.
It's freaking hard work, man. Are you kidding me? It's way harder than building in the field. It's way harder. Way harder.
Did you realize that? Or did you just end up pregnant and had to keep going?
Well, I mean, nobody ever really asked me that question. The way I ended up speaking and training, I spent 11 years with the company. They went out of business. And actually, Troy was the executive VP of that company that went out of business. And wasn't his fault, but it was a company owner. He was a gambling addict. And they ultimately went out of business.
What was the name of the company?
The name of the company was ProStep. It was a lead generation company.
That.
Yeah. I was with them for from their 6 month in business till the very last check. And so when that deal went south, I had a friend of mine who was an independent speaker, and he said, hey, will you come and speak at one of my events? And I was like, yeah, I guess. What do you want me to talk about? And he's like, dude, just come and talk about prospecting and recruiting. You're good at it. I'm like, okay. So I did. And then I did another one. I did a conference call for somebody. Actually, that involvement in ProStep was a springboard for me, because ProStep was this lead generation support and training company. And my entire downline were all people in all of these different network marketing companies. So I already at that point had a lot of access to people in lots of different companies. And I was one of the key trainers in that company for like 10 years. So when that company went out of business, hey, will you do a conference call for me? Will you do this for me? Will you come and speak at this? And started doing it. And then I was like five, speaking gigs in, and somebody goes, hey, do you have any product I can buy from you? I'm like, dude, I wouldn't bring any network marketing product here. What are you talking about? He said, I'm not talking about product. Like, do you have a cassette program? I go, no. He goes, well, if you had one, I'd buy it. This is like, so I'm dating myself, cassettes. I actually never produced anything on cassette. First one I produced was How to Win in the Game of Prospecting, which is still one of my top sellers to this day, which is a 6 audio CD training program, which we typically deliver digitally now. But that was like the beginning of it. And, the hardest part is just the constant delivery. You got to feed the beast, man. You got to constantly be putting out content,
So how hard do you work? All the time?
When I work, I work, and when I play, I play.
Okay.
I work hard when I work, and when I play just as hard.
Wow.
But I don't, honestly, like, it's not like this 10, 15 hour a week routine. It's, if I'm at it, like, I know for a fact this week's going to be 50, 60, 70 hours because I'm in the middle of production on a major training that we're about ready to release here in a couple weeks.
Wow. Can you tell us what it's about?
It's the it's the fourth word in your the name of your show.
Show?
No, leadership.
Oh, I forgot the.
The network marketing leadership.
Good. I just wondered, golly, Nez, why does he mock me?
It's terrible.
Because it's fun.
You do a lot of cool stuff that you make available for free for people to get to know what you're doing. If somebody wants to plug in and really kind of take that first step with you, where's the best place for them to go?
Just go to toddfalcone.com and click on videos blog. Our content strategy, we simplified last year. I was doing like Ray Higdon. I mean, Ray is a content beast, man. He does like a video. He's like every single day. I was doing 3 or 4 videos a week and I was just exhausting myself. So what we do now is we do a video that we release on Monday, and all of the content that I do that week is related to that specific chunk of content. So the video that's released is turned into a podcast, which if somebody wants to listen to it on audio, they can do that. And all the other things that I do throughout that week through social media and everything else is based around that particular chunk of content. So every single Monday we release a new video, and that all of that stuff is free.
You know what okay, we're getting out of here. You know what your new tagline should be?
No.
ToddFalcone.com.
Did you say .com-y? I don't know.
Yeah,
We can't get it. We can't be getting into that conversation. Given the political environment that we're in.
I am telling you, I am not wrong about this. It would strike them. They'd go, "What the heck did that mean?" And then they would understand, and then they would do it. And we're out of here. So we're going to see you all next week with Jordan Adler of all people.
Yeah.
On
Beach
the
Money
Network Marketing Leadership Show with Tom Chenault, sponsored by ContactMapping.com. Boom. We're back. Jordan's watching even. Unbelievable.
Jordan.
It's frightening. Yeah, I love that. That's a great thing. I like your new name.
ToddFalcone.com-y?
No, not Falcone. Then you beat the point.
Todd
Falcone at toddfalcone.com. And they're going to say, man, that makes sense. I get it.
Adrian, I feel for you, man.
Like
your entire life you've had to.
Every morning, these guys are so tightly wound, him and the kid from MIT, so they have a 15-minute call every day that I have to be on, and I have to state what I'm going to do, and I have to state my new idea every day of the week, which is impossible. It'd be like you doing a video every day, and it is like horrible because I have to think of stupid shit like that. Otherwise, we're irrelevant, and they hate me even more. They don't like me because I won't come here. They won't like me because I never do what I say I'm going to do. And now on this 15-minute call, it's even more of a nightmare. And we've only been going 2 days in a row, and I'm already out of fireball. Jeff Weisberg's on here. I think he's still here.
Weisberg, what's up, buddy?
There's a guy with
one of my favorite people. Super cool dude.
You take a look at Weisberg, Dan Stamen, Harris Williams, and Jeff Roberti, the 4 horsemen. Just all living down there in paradise every day, making a difference in 4 different companies. At the top of it, it just proves there's all kinds of room at the top. Am I wrong or am I right?
No, you're right.
James Skinner, right. You know him. He says he loves you.
What's up, James?
Yep. That's awesome. Sorensen has no idea why we would have been talking about him. I'm telling him that. So we were talking about your wife, James. So, Nick, not yours, James. And let's see what else. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we can win this thing. And that's what we're going to do. The nice guys finish first. You got to go to Todd Falcone or Falcone. You can spell it and get involved with this guy because we love you. And thank you for coming on. I would stay on normally about another half hour, but I got permission to move into my new house today. And I've got all my friends from AA down there helping move in.
Well, go do it, man. Actually, you know what? I don't have a half hour. I got to get back to writing, and then I got to start my A team here in a couple hours.
And I got to go make sure. I got to frisk them as they leave my property. So I'll see you later.
I appreciate it, guys.
Love you, man. See you later.
We'll see ya.
Oh, boy. Hello, Jordan. That was a fun.